Praxis exam a scam? Are we wondering if it's a scam? Does anybody else think that it might be a scam? Let me tell you my story of at-home testing. I'm going to try to make it really fast. So back in May, I tried to test at home for the Praxis. It ended up not working out. Although my systems worked out on their checks, on their browser and whatnot, Proctor was fantastic. She worked with me for over an hour trying to get it to work. It never worked, so they told me that I needed to reschedule my test, and I called back that next week to reschedule. But what happened was not what I expected. I called back that next week to reschedule. They told me that because I canceled my previous scores from my at-home test, I would have to wait 30 days and pay for another test. Sorry, what? Now, mind you, I never even saw a single question from the test because we couldn't make it that far, and they were trying to tell me that I needed to wait 30 days. Never mind even having to pay for it again. I'm on a timeline, I have a job, I need to pass this test, like a lot of teachers have to do. Well, that lady over there in the call center said that that would not be possible, it would be against company policy. So naturally, my name is Carrie, everybody calls me Karen, I asked for a manager, and she said, "It's Memorial Day in the United States, you have to call back on Tuesday to speak with the manager." Okay, I'll call back. Okay, so I'm recording this part after because I actually somehow forgot about it. I guess I've just blocked it out. But in the midst of all this, they were giving me the runaround saying that they needed to do an investigation because of what happened with my at-home test. Like something was running in the background, something along those lines. And I wasn't hearing back and I only had that week. So I went on to LinkedIn and sent ETS a message on LinkedIn and they got back to me. And that's when I finally got the manager on the phone. I told you, I can be a Karen, and that's okay. So I call back on Tuesday and get a different person on the phone. "Hey, I had an issue with an at-home test. I never saw a question. I need to reschedule. Please help me reschedule. I don't even want to do an at-home test anymore. I will go to my local testing center. I will pay for the test again. I'm not even asking for a refund. Please let me take this test. It's company policy. You can't take the test again for 30 days because you canceled your scores." Am I speaking with a robot? It really feels like it right now. "I would like to speak with your manager, robot." Okay, here's my manager. Manager gets on the phone. "I would like to reschedule. Here's what happened. I did not cancel my scores. I never clicked cancel scores. My proctor told me we needed to terminate the session because my computer wasn't working properly, although it checked out on all of your systems. And I need to reschedule this test because I'm leaving the country and I chose the day that I chose for a reason. Please help me." "Sorry, ma'am. Company policy is that you can't retest for 30 days. And even if I were to let you retest right now, you could go in there, get your scores, and we would immediately cancel your scores because you canceled your scores previously and they would be invalid and you wouldn't get your scores anyway." Well, that turned into a big fat lie because I guess when I pulled out my mom voice and said, "Sir, you're preventing me, your company is preventing me from being able to move forward in my career when I did nothing wrong. I'm not asking for a refund. I just want to go take this test. Please help me." He was able to schedule my test 4 days later at my local testing center, and none of my scores would be canceled. Why have I been living the last month in fear? Because the way that he spoke about this situation, I truly thought that if I shared my experience, if I asked for a refund, if I brought anything up with the issue that I had, that they would cancel my scores and my state would never get my scores. The test, I passed the test, my state has my scores now, I have my scores now, all is well. That's not the issue. There's a bigger issue at hand here. My concern here is that I'm a grown woman. This is my second career in my life. I had the confidence to push back and say that you guys are treating me wrong. Something needs to change here. What about the students that are coming straight out of college? They're already nervous. They're just trying to get jobs. They're doing a billion different interviews trying to find a job, and someone pushes back against them like that when it wasn't true in the first place. That's why I feel like there needs to be some sort of reform with the Praxis test, and I'm not sure what level it needs to start at. I've filed my complaints, I've written my email, and I've done the survey that they send you after you test, but I feel like I need to reach out to somebody at the state level and just ask some questions about what the standard is for this entity that is administering tests that are determining the future of thousands of teachers every single year. And I still want my refund. But I don't know who's going to get me on the phone for that. It's not in me today. It's not in me today, but I'm calling back for my refund. I just haven't decided when. Maybe I'll record it. I'm sure plenty of people have had an okay experience doing the at-home test, and I'm grateful for that. It is a very convenient option, but if it means losing $130 compared to just driving a town away and taking the test at a testing center, I'll go to that testing center all day long. That was a fantastic experience, but I shouldn't even have to decide what I'm gonna do based on just that. Well, this was very therapeutic for me, and please let me know if you've had this experience. I know on Reddit, I read a ton of people have had this similar experience, and I feel like we need to start speaking up about it. This can't keep happening, and not everybody has 2 incomes in their home and can afford to pay for 2 of these tests, just willy-nilly. You know what I mean? Let me know if you've had this experience and how you would handle it, or if you want to call and ask for a reschedule now that you know they were able to do it for me. Maybe it'll help you out here too. But good luck. Enjoy your summer.